Welcome to class. My name is Tammy. Our theme for our class is being present. Being present so that we can relax, relieve tension. And this is very fitting for me right now because I've mixed up my information. Okay, so we'll begin. And there we go. On our mat, lie down, turn your head towards the front, and we are lying on our back in supine. Our knees are bent. Let yourself take a breath. And relax. Take one knee into the chest, other knee into the chest. Fold. Bring your legs up and over now to the left side. Nice supine twist with our arms in line with our shoulders. We have this nice stretch through our spine. You may place your left hand onto the outside of the right knee, opening up through our hip a little bit more by doing that, into our spine by doing that. Closing your eyes, turn your head to the opposite side. So turn the opposite way of your knees. Now being present by doing a head to toe check. Checking in to see how you are feeling physically. Any areas of tension. Emotionally, checking in. Mentally, checking in. So being present is about yourself, turning in. Being aware of how you are. And from the beginning of our class, you did hear me laugh and say about sometimes, I do make mistakes too. And it's okay being aware and of how you're feeling to come back to a balance. Because sometimes when you make mistakes, you feel a little agitated, a little off balance. And it's okay to feel that way. So we take notice of how we feel. Acknowledge how you feel, being conscious of how you feel. Turning your head back towards the center. And bringing your legs back to the center. And then bring your legs up and over to the other side. Our arms go in line with our shoulders. Turn your head the opposite way up your legs. Again, our eyes are closed and we do a head to toe check. See how you're feeling when you turn your legs over to the other side physically. Any areas of tension, anything different that you may notice from one side to the next. Is your mind racing? How do you feel mentally? Are you able to have time to decompress before our class started? How are you feeling emotionally? So important to be aware of ourselves. What helps us to be happy? What helps us to come back to a state of balance? I was just talking to someone else today about yoga and how we've been practicing for a number of years now, and how we can't live without it because it truly does help us to come back to a state of balance. It is for us. Turning your head back towards center. Taking the knees back towards the center. Drawing your knees in towards the chest and hold for cradle. Your hands may go onto the tops of the knees or underneath your knees into the knee pits when we hold. Being aware of your breath. Inhaling into your pelvis and exhaling and letting your pelvis be drawn into the ground, feeling the softness all around you. Slowly coming out of cradle, take the right foot down to the ground, take the left foot down to the ground. We hold here for a moment. Slowly coming over to your right side to beetle, take your right arm overhead and roll over to your right side. We take a moment here and then make your way up. And turning towards the front of your mat. Into dragonfly with our legs open. Now you may place a nice big cushion here. It could be that you're stacking cushions on top of each other, or you are using a bolster. And placing your bolster or your pillows in between your inner thighs here, nice and close to your inside. And we sit up with an inhale breath and exhale breath. We're folding forward. Your forehead may rest on your hands, or you may let yourself hang. Or you could even rest your cheek onto your pillow, your bolster. Finding what is going to work for you. And that is an awareness, again, of what you need right now. So we're being present with what do we need. It's going to help us to feel a softness in our body so that we can relax. I will call you back in about 1.5 minutes. Slowly making your way out of dragonfly. Such a lovely pose to be able to fold forward and just let yourself go. But our next pose will be lovely too. Deer pose. Moving that prop so along the side. Taking your left leg forward and then the right leg behind. Both knees are bent. Pelvic tilt through the right side. You may hold here. You may add a twist. So pelvic tilt and then just twist over to the other side. You can also do a forward fold. So I'm going to just come onto the side here and hold. Seeing what is going to be what you need for yourself though. Just take your time to set yourself up because, of course, you have lots of time. Here we are to let go. And we talked about the tattvas, the principles of Yin Yoga, about time, giving yourself time, and also letting yourself release into the pose so that you're not overstretching, letting yourself go. And let yourself hang here. Coming out of deer pose, very gentle with yourself. Wake up. Changing sides, right side, right leg comes into the front and left leg comes behind. Again, that pelvic tilt, you hold here. We're at the twist. Our shoulders are soft. Or we add the fold forward as the last part. Use a nice cushion, let the forehead rest, or it's always great to use your hands. We have them. It's always good to use that. With most of actually the yin poses, you can do them on a chair too, using whatever props that you would like to do to help yourself to relax if you are using a chair. Slowly coming out of square pose. Come back and legs come to the front. For square pose, we had opened up through our spine into the hip flexors front of our body. Now just a little windshield wiper through our legs, so taking the feet wider than the hips. Knees down to each side, so alternating knee, hands to each side. Get our hips working. And then again, little mobility through our hip flexors and our hips here. Instead of holding. Next pose is square pose. Square pose, we have a couple different versions. Have your prop ready. So it could be a pillow, it could be a block too. You can have two pillows, so one on each side. Now I'm going to show you a different ways to do this. Square pose. I'd like you to take your right foot and place it on top of the left knee. My support for myself will be underneath my right knee. So you can use a block, you can use a pillow. A pillow is always nice, a little bit more cushion, but this is, I have a firm pillow. And then I'm going to place my left hand underneath my right ankle. And the reason why I'm doing that is to keep my ankle straight. I don't want my ankle to sickle, which would be turning it. So I want to keep my ankle straight. That way, it's support, and then I'm not twisting my ankle. So this is one way that you can do it, so that your ankle is over top of your knee, and the knee over top of your ankle. Another way to do it would be having your right ankle crossing over the knee again, with your left leg straight, and then there's the support, one cushion, maybe you need two cushions to let the knee rest. Finding what is good for you. And then whatever you choose, you may close your eyes. And checking in with yourself, being aware, being present, being conscious of how you are. What do you need for yourself? Do we need to do something physical? Do we need to do something that has to do with learning for ourselves? Reading. We are here in our class, our yoga class. And yes, a lot of times we go to the physical aspect of yoga, but there's so much more. We touch on the emotional, the mental, the spiritual. Yoga is a religion. Coming into yourself and thinking about all the different aspects of spirituality that we would be able to take in for ourselves. Could be in different forms. Here we come back to our breath. Then inhale, breathing in through the nose. And then exhale through the nose and let yourself settle. Let yourself feel the release. When you open up through your body, so that physical aspect, opening up through your body, you open up your emotions. You open up yourself to become more aware of how you are feeling. This pose is so wonderful for opening up through our pelvis. Use your breath to help you to release into this pose a little bit deeper. Coming out of square pose on this side. Nice and gentle. Crossing. Take whatever prop that you're using to the other side. And take your legs out in front of you and do a little shake, 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 shake. And then into the other side. This time, your right foot goes underneath. You can have your left ankle crossing over onto the right knee, and that support would be holding your left ankle. You can also have your right leg straight. Of course, don't forget that option with your prop underneath of the knee. So setting yourself up, I'm going to have both legs bent. I'm going to have my pillow under my left knee, and then I'm holding my left ankle. Making sure that my ankle is straight. And here we let our shoulders release away from our ears. Feel them soft. And feel them let go. We may notice that physical aspect first of ourself. So the left side of our pelvis, that you may feel that tension. You may feel that tightness. Then we turn to our breath to help to release. And then we start to settle into this pose. And we notice that opening up our body, a lot of times through that pelvis, starts to open up about how we are feeling with our emotions, our mental state. Let your pelvis be drawn down. Let it sink. Using our exhale breath to help it let go. Finding that release, consciously choosing to release. Slowly releasing out of square pose for the other side. Make your way into cat-cow. So from cat-cow, we come onto all fours. And in cat-cow, find your neutral spine here first. Feel softness into your hands, to your wrists by slightly gripping the mat with your finger pads and lifting up through the palms of your hands. Slide your shoulder blades down. Inhale into cow with your tailbone. We draw up. And then your heart drawing up towards the sky, looking up. Exhale, we make a big arch, tailbone down first, thoracic coming up, head going down for cat, big arch. Inhale, we move into cow, tailbone up. Exhale into cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat, big arch. And then back into a neutral spine, being aware of how our body is moving. Uncurling the toes, we sit back into child's pose. Now, lots of ways that we would be able to do child's pose. You may sit back with your knees going straight ahead, or you can turn the knees to each side of the mat, and curl the toes, sit back into the heels, and then this is where you let your upper body, so your belly, come in towards the center, and let the forehead rest down towards the ground. It's nice to have sometimes your hands in front and letting the forehead rest. If you're in this pose, your arms could come forward, of course, or arms by the side of the body. And then when your arms are by the side of the body, that rests your wrists. Being present right now and noticing your breath. You may be counting out to your inhale breath in, counting out your exhale breath. Could be 4 seconds inhaling and 6 seconds exhaling. If this pose is not working for your knees, you may roll over to your back and then draw your knees in towards the chest, or you can come onto the side of the body. Making our way out of child's pose, we make our way up and to butterfly. Butterfly, we have supports underneath both for knees by having one pillow on one side and then one pillow on the other side. Taking your feet together in front of you, knees are bent. Then I'll place one cushion on each side so our knees are supported. Sitting in butterfly, we are up first here, and then we can add the fold forward. So with a nice great big inhale breath, we lift up. Exhale, fold forward. You can turn your feet open towards, you can turn your feet open like a book and open towards the sky and fold forward. With the fold forward, you notice that stretch through our spine. So noticing the stretch to your spine, inhaling into the spine. Think of the support for your spine with your inhale breath. Exhale breath, let go, let it release into the ground. Let your spine give away. Let yourself soften so you come into the ground a little bit deeper. Into the earth, let the earth absorb. 45 more seconds. Slowly coming out of our butterfly for the last 15 seconds. Holding at the top. And then take your hands behind your bottom, take your feet down towards the ground. Take your feet wider than the hips, and you do a little windshield wiper, knees side to side. Our movement through our hips, our pelvis again. And release. Next pose, dragon. Dragon to open up through the front of our thigh. Coming into dragon to all fours. Now, if dragon doesn't work for you, I'll show you another version too. So dragon, so all fours, step forward with the right hand, left hand, into downward facing dog. Coming into three-legged dog, take your right leg up towards the sky, bend through the knee and step into the outside of the right wrist. And we hold. So right leg, the knee is bent, but the left leg could be straight or the knee is down to the ground. Now the front of the thigh here, we're stretching out into the hip flexors, opening up into the right side of our pelvis. Forearms may come down. So seeing what is going to be nice for you and going to work for you. Now coming, if you want to, if this pose does not work for you, so you can hold dragon, but if it doesn't work for you, you may lie on your back to figure four, crossing your right ankle over top of the left knee and hold this way. So you get that nice stretch into the right side of the pelvis, into the right hip. Let your head go. Let it hang if you're in dragon. Dragon is an active pose. So how do we make it so that we are able to let ourselves go, to let ourselves be passive in this pose? Turn to your breath to help. You're slowly making your way out of dragon. Coming back to downward facing dog. If you're on your back, you can unrelease, pressing with the ankle. And to the other side for dragon, we take our left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog, bend at the knee, and then step onto the outside of the left wrist. If you're on your back for figure four, you can cross your left ankle over top of the right knee and hold. Dragon, you may have the right leg straight, knee bent. You may come down to the forearms. Head hangs. And again, you notice, probably the first thing that you notice is how you're feeling in this pose. Because yes, holding this pose for a longer period of time, well, the mental aspect comes into play. And yes, we are able to hold it for longer. Come back to your breath to help you. Come back to your focus, your internal self to help you. You are able to. Even if you needed a break, a little shift through the body, come back in it. Come back to the pose. Let your head hang. Know that you can do this by turning to your breath. Use your exhale breath to let yourself go. You will notice a change. We can hold for 30 more seconds. Slowly coming out of dragon. Back into downward facing dog. To all fours. And then onto the side of our body. And rolling over to our back. With our knees coming in towards our chest, we give ourselves a squeeze, a nice little hug. Yes, we did it. Our final pose, Shavasana, you may lie on your back. You may lie on the side of your body. You may come to seated. Knees bent, legs straight, or legs up the wall. You are deciding what you need. We are aware, we are present of what we need for ourselves right now. You may turn your palms up towards the sky. You may take your arms away from the body, or maybe opening up a little bit more. As we open up more, we open up more through our emotions, our mental state. We open up different emotions. We close our eye sockets are heavy. The lips part. We feel our body soften. I will call you back in a few minutes. Slowly coming back You may wiggle your toes or your fingers to help. You may notice the surface you're lying on, or hear sounds around you. Checking in to see how you're feeling. Our physical body, mental, emotional. Feeling the calmness, feeling the softness around you. Let that calmness, that softness come to you and let yourself go. If you're lying on your back, you may bend your right knee and left knee, right arm going overhead. We roll over to our right side to fetal. We take a moment. And then we make our way up to a comfortable seated position. You may be in easy pose, so that would be with your legs crossed in front. You could sit on blocks, sit on 1 or 2 blocks. Your hands may come to your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your practice. Being aware, being present as we move forward with what you need. Namaste.